Assessing the Demonstration of Classroom Observable Indicators, COIs. Welcome, teachers and school leaders, to this comprehensive orientation on assessing the demonstration of Classroom Observable Indicators, or COIs. This session is anchored on the RPMS-PPST framework and DepEd Order No. 20. Our goal is to help you understand not only the process of observation, but also how these indicators support teacher development, promotion, and continuous improvement in classroom practice. Top 3 recommendations and improvements. In our previous implementation, several recommendations were raised to further enhance our assessment processes. First, it's important to include the TWG or PMT in the budget allocation to ensure operational readiness. Second, we must provide teachers with learning materials at least one semester in advance. This guarantees that teachers are well prepared with the resources needed for actual classroom instruction. And lastly, we need to allot enough time for sessions and discussions, ensuring that both assessors and teachers fully grasp the procedures and standards. Assessment process for teachers. The assessment process for teachers involves multiple stakeholders working collaboratively. The Human Resource Management Officer, or HRMO, ensures proper documentation. The HRMPSB and its subcommittees act as the main assessors who validate evidence, rate performance, and ensure compliance with guidelines. The HRMPSB then finalizes recommendations for teacher promotion or reclassification. This system promotes transparency, fairness, and merit-based recognition of teachers' professional practice. PPST Classroom Observable Indicators, COIs. PPST Classroom Observable Indicators serve as our foundation for assessing teacher performance in the classroom. These indicators directly reflect the Philippine professional standards for teachers and provide measurable evidence of teacher competence. For promotion and reclassification, COIs are used to assess whether a teacher demonstrates the required level of practice, whether beginning, proficient, highly proficient, or distinguished. Classroom observation. Classroom observation is one of the most powerful tools in ensuring teaching quality. According to the 2018 RPMS manual, it is a structured process of providing feedback to a teacher's classroom practice. It encourages self-reflection, professional dialogue, and continuous learning. Through observation, we gather evidence of a teacher's actual performance, their strengths, challenges, and areas that need improvement. The ultimate purpose is not just evaluation, but growth and development. Beginning, proficient, highly proficient, distinguished. The PPST defines 4 career stages for teachers: beginning, proficient, highly proficient, and distinguished. These levels recognize the progressive nature of teacher development. Beginning teachers focus on mastering content and classroom routines. Proficient teachers refine instructional strategies. Highly proficient teachers mentor and lead by example. Distinguished teachers become role models who contribute to policy, innovation, and system-wide improvement. Each level builds upon the previous, ensuring a clear career progression pathway. COT indicator. A COT indicator refers to the specific observable classroom practice being assessed. These indicators are aligned with PPST strands, and each one focuses on a concrete aspect of teaching, such as managing behavior, applying content knowledge, or differentiating instruction. By focusing on one indicator at a time, assessors can provide targeted and constructive feedback to the teacher. Level descriptions. Level descriptions outline the defining characteristics of practice at each level: beginning, proficient, highly proficient, and distinguished. These serve as benchmarks that guide both assessors and teachers in understanding what constitutes effective teaching. The more detailed and contextualized the level descriptions, the more consistent and accurate the assessment will be. Features of practice. The features of practice describe the actual teaching behaviors and actions that exemplify a particular level. For instance, a teacher demonstrating a proficient level of classroom management might use proactive techniques to maintain engagement, while a distinguished teacher models innovative, learner-centered strategies. These features make the rubrics concrete and observable during the assessment. Clarifications. In every assessment, there are technical terms or phrases that require clarification. This section ensures that everyone interprets the rubric consistently. Clarifications provide precise definitions and examples so that the evaluation of each indicator is fair, uniform, and free from personal bias. When assessors share a common understanding of the standards, the validity and reliability of the entire assessment process are strengthened. Observation Notes Form, ONF. The Observation Notes Form, or ONF, is a vital document used during classroom observations. It serves as a factual record of what was seen and heard in the classroom. Assessors write down specific teacher and learner behaviors that align with the chosen indicators. The ONF becomes the evidence base for rating, coaching, and mentoring. It also guides feedback conversations, helping teachers understand how their classroom actions translate into performance ratings. More importantly, the ONF captures authentic classroom moments that reflect real teaching and learning experiences. Importance of the Observation Notes. The Observation Notes Form serves three essential purposes. First, it records teacher performance during the actual observation, ensuring that ratings are based on objective evidence rather than impressions. Second, it guides assessors in rating each indicator accurately using the COT rubric. And third, it provides a strong foundation for coaching and mentoring, allowing supervisors to discuss both the strengths and areas for improvement of the teacher. With these notes, feedback becomes meaningful, constructive, and personalized. Task 1. COT RPMS Rubric. In this task, assessors are asked to read the focus indicator, review the COT rubric, and read the observation notes carefully. The goal is to identify which notes correspond to the chosen indicator. After that, assessors revisit the rubric to determine the level of performance that best describes the teacher's practice. This task reinforces the importance of evidence-based rating, where judgments are made based on observable actions rather than assumptions. Classroom Observation Process. The classroom observation process is divided into three main stages: the pre-observation, actual observation, and post-observation phases. Each stage has specific steps designed to ensure validity, fairness, and professional integrity. The process is not meant to be intimidating or evaluative in a punitive sense. Instead, it's developmental, a cycle of preparation, observation, and feedback that supports continuous professional growth for every teacher. Step 1. Pre-observation stage. The pre-observation stage lays the groundwork for a successful and objective observation. Assessors begin by reviewing the appropriate COT career progression rubric based on the teacher's career stage. They also review the lesson plan submitted by the teacher to ensure alignment with the indicator being observed. Assessors must prepare all necessary tools such as the Observation Notes Form, Rating Sheet, Inter-Observer Agreement Form, and the COT rubric. They should arrive early and observe without bringing unnecessary materials. Only the ONF should be on hand. This ensures full attention to the teaching-learning process. Step 2. Actual observation. During the actual observation, the assessor's main role is to observe and record, not to interrupt or interact. All comments and observations should be written clearly and objectively on the Observation Notes Form. The observation must cover the entire class period to capture a complete picture of teaching performance. Assessors are reminded to record what they see and hear, the teacher's strategies, the learner's responses, and the classroom environment, as these will later serve as the basis for accurate evaluation and feedback. Important note: observation duration. Teachers shall be observed in one of their regular classes for the entire class period, consistent with the lesson plan they submitted. This rule ensures fairness and consistency across all observations. Partial observations or shortened sessions may lead to incomplete data and unreliable ratings. Observing the whole class period allows assessors to witness how teachers begin lessons, sustain engagement, manage transitions, and close with reflection or assessment, giving a holistic view of teaching effectiveness. Step 3. Post-observation. The post-observation phase is where all assessors synthesize their findings and determine the final rating. Using the COT rubric, they indicate the level of performance attained by the teacher for each indicator in the COT rating sheet. Assessors then meet to discuss their observations, resolve differences, and reach consensus on the final score. This collaborative process strengthens inter-observer reliability and ensures that teacher ratings are fair, consistent, and evidence-based. Continuation of post-observation. After agreement is reached, assessors sign the rating sheet and the inter-observer agreement form. They then compute the total assessment score using the prescribed formula, ensuring results are precise to at least 3 decimal places. All final scores are submitted to the RPMS-PPST for validation and consolidation. This final step formalizes the teacher's classroom observation rating, which becomes part of the overall performance and promotion documentation. PPST Classroom Observable Indicators, COIs. At the core of this process are the PPST Classroom Observable Indicators. These indicators describe the competencies and practices that teachers are expected to demonstrate during instruction. They are drawn from the PPST domains, ensuring that all observed behaviors reflect nationally recognized standards of teaching. The assessment of these indicators provides a reliable picture of a teacher's professional performance, aligned with the competencies expected at each career stage. Assessment of Classroom Observable Indicators, COIs, through actual classroom observation. In assessing classroom observable indicators through actual classroom observation, the focus is to capture authentic evidence of teaching practices as they naturally occur in the classroom. Assessors are expected to align their observations with specific PPST indicators. It's important to note that certain indicators may be substituted depending on the teacher's context, such as those teaching in madrasa, special education, indigenous peoples education, or learners in difficult circumstances. The observation must be inclusive and adaptive, reflecting the teacher's actual environment and learner needs. COI contextualization, madrasa, SPED, IPED, and other settings. This slide reminds us that flexibility is built into the COI system. For example, the indicator 3.1, use differentiated, developmentally appropriate learning experiences, may be replaced with any applicable contextual indicator. These include 3.2 for learner-centered culture in madrasa, 3.3 for inclusive strategies in SPED, 3.4 for learners in difficult circumstances, or 3.5 for culturally appropriate instruction in IPD. The key message is that teacher evaluation must respect diversity and recognize the unique teaching contexts that influence classroom practice. Asterisk indicators and contextual substitutions. When an indicator is marked with an asterisk, it signals that it may be replaced with one of the contextualized indicators that fit the teacher's assignment. This flexibility ensures that all teachers, regardless of their teaching situation, are assessed fairly based on standards that reflect their actual classroom realities. If none of the contextual indicators apply, the original indicator with the asterisk shall be rated instead. Assessment of Classroom Observable Indicators through demonstration teaching. Demonstration teaching is another valid method of assessing COIs, especially for teacher applicants seeking promotion or reclassification. Similar to actual classroom observation, demonstration teaching is evaluated using the same rubric and contextualized indicators. The teacher demonstrates instructional competence before a panel of assessors. The goal is not only to show technical proficiency, but also to highlight mastery of pedagogy, learner engagement, and reflective practice as guided by the PPST. Step 3. Post-observation, continuation. In the post-observation stage for demonstration teaching, assessors discuss their findings based on the COT rubric. They indicate the level of performance for each indicator in the COT rating sheet, engage in discussion to reconcile ratings, and record the final consensus in the inter-observer agreement form. After this, all assessors affix their signatures to authenticate the results and submit the computed assessment score to the RPMS-PPST. This ensures accountability, consistency, and transparency in the process. PPST Classroom Observable Indicators for Teacher Promotion and Reclass. This section underscores that the assessment of COIs directly informs teacher promotion and reclassification under the RPMS-PPST. Each classroom indicator aligns with the competencies required for the next career stage. Hence, the teacher's COI score becomes a key component of the overall evaluation, alongside non-classroom observable indicators, portfolios, and interviews. The process not only recognizes excellence, but also maps professional growth across teaching stages. COI Assessment Score. The COI assessment score quantifies the teacher's performance based on all the classroom observable indicators assessed. It is expressed as a numeric value with at least 3 decimal places to ensure precision. This score reflects the cumulative performance across all indicators and serves as evidence of teaching proficiency. Accurate computation and recording of this score are vital because it directly impacts promotion decisions and RPMS performance ratings.